F1 is in Las Vegas this weekend, and it has completely flipped and turned the city of Las Vegas upside down. Locals are, this is a totally another story, but locals are unhappy with what happened to the Strip. It looks 100% different. For those of you who have not been out here in a while, it's like if you came here right now, you wouldn't recognize it and what they've done. And we'll talk about it here with Mikhail Bhalla, who is part of the VSiN F1 betting podcast that you can find wherever you listen to your podcast. And how about this? His last day is coming up in a few. You're going to join the Air Force?
Yes, December 12th is when I ship out there.
That's when you ship out?
Yeah.
Are you sure about this? Are you making the right decision here, buddy?
Everyone keeps asking me that, even my own parents, but I'm like, yes, it's something that I want to do.
Oh, it's just like the commercial, right?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right.
That, yeah. You signed a 6-year contract.
It's 6 years.
You better not be the Jimbo Fisher of the Air Force.
I
don't want any word getting back to me.
I won't, I promise.
Okay, you love this sport.
I do.
Okay.
It's called the pinnacle of motorsport for a reason.
Okay, and it's become wildly popular now for a long time. The show on Netflix, obviously, a big reason why. I'll give you an example of that. I have friends coming to town from Seattle. Chad, good friend of mine, great guy, diehard sports fan. We talk about sports betting every single day via text, pretty much. His wife, Candace, doesn't give one iota about any sport, but they watched this a couple years ago. She loves F1, can't get enough of it, and they bet on it pretty much every single week. So what are some of the... It rained, by the way, last night here in Las Vegas.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to be an issue today, but could that impact stuff tonight? Qualifying begins, and overall... okay, go ahead, take it away.
It's going to impact the track a lot, because Vegas, the one thing that we know, when it rains, it makes the roads slippery, right? So when these drivers are coming in, first of all, it's going to be a night race. They're going to start the race at 10 p.m., right? And qualifying starts around the same time. Practice tonight starts at 8:30. The streets are going to be cold. It's going to be cold. No one anticipated this. And so as they get the tires out of the tire blankets, what's going to happen is those tires will drop in temperature immediately. It's up to the drivers to get an out lap, and there will be a warm-up lap before they can do their push lap. So you're going to look at cars making sure that they get the right amount of fuel in for qualifying, first of all, and to make sure there's not cars, no traffic as they're driving, because that could hinder anyone going out. Like, everyone's like, okay, maybe Ferrari can do something here. In qualifying, Ferrari looked better than Red Bull, because the Achilles heel that Red Bull have right now is they can't seem to get that tire switched on, right? And so if they can't get that, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen will be somewhere between P5 and P1. And if they can't get that done, if they can't get the tire switched on with the right amount of laps in to get that tire in the right window, it's going to be a Ferrari probably starting on the front row. If not a Ferrari, we're going to probably be looking at a McLaren. Around Lando Norris is one of my favorites.
Okay, so you'd want to approach somebody like that to win it outright, to go podium, to go top 10. How would you approach it then?
So when I'm looking at it that way, given how the track looks, right, the strip straight is long, right? That track is absolutely long. I think we have a picture here and a video of the track. It is long as you come down to the strip, and you're hitting the max. You want that car to have no drag, or as limited drag as possible. As that car is hitting the strip straight, you're maxing out the car's speed. And when I'm looking at that, McLaren, you're going to have Williams, you're going to have Red Bull, are damn rocket ships in a straight line with less drag in this configuration. So
oh my God,
look at this. So from turn 9, turn 10, all the way down, you're hitting the max. Your pedal is to the metal right there.
And you're going how fast here?
215 miles per hour approximately. And coming in, right? So having that speed, look at this. This track there's no tight turns really, aside from turn number 5 right before you get to the MSC sphere, and that one is a tricky one as well. So teams and drivers will be looking at that, because I got to meet Logan Sargent the other day, and when he was doing it on the eSports simulator, he started crashing at turn 5, and that's where everyone seems to be, because that straight right there, you're hitting close to 200 miles per hour, and you're stopping to get it down to about 80 miles per hour to take that turn. That is from gear 8 to gear 2, 3 is when you're trying to turn that right-hander. So it's going to be...
What's the turn by the spear? That could be chaotic.
That could be chaotic, because they added a little chicane over there, if you look at it. So you got another 3 turns over there. That one is going to be another tight turn. But again, that one you're around 4th gear, so you're not really that hard over there. So that's easier to tell once you come around the sphere. And once you come out the straight, you're like around 5th, 6th gear. The moment you hit turn 9 or around Caesar's Palace or the Bellagio right there, you're going straight down at 215 miles per hour.
This is phenomenal.
So it's that you need cars that are good in straight line speed. Williams, Red Bull, McLaren. The order of where this goes is it's Red Bull first, McLaren second, Ferrari's sort of in there, Mercedes is not there. They don't have that straight line speed at all. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell are complaining to Toto Wolff and the engineers, can we get this car fixed right now? Because we can't drive. It's undrivable. Look at the race in Brazil. Dismal. The worst performance Mercedes has ever had.
How about fastest lap? A little birdie told me Leclerc. And was any value there?
I'm going to say no, just because once the cars are in race trim, Ferrari seems to drop off quite quickly. So in race trim, Ferrari don't look good, but over 1 lap pace, the Ferrari engine can spit out just amazing pace. It's suited for 1 lap pace. So qualifying, you could see Ferrari come up there for sure.
Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mikhail Bhalla, our guest. He is one of the hosts on the VSiN F1 betting podcast, along with Ben Wilson. Verstappen, of course, is the favorite. He's odds on at minus 220. Seems like he wins every single time. As of right now, before any of this stuff starts with the qualifying or we get into it for the weekend, could you make a case for anybody else down the board?
So the case that I have is Alex Albon to come on to the top 10. That is minus money right now. If I'm looking at it, you're going to get Alex Albon at minus 140. I like him there. If there's going to be some hectic driving, top 6 at 8-1. That's a nice little long shot.
8-1 on Alex Albon is what you're saying.
Or top 6.
Top 6, okay.
Yeah. The other one that I love is Daniel Ricciardo is now at plus 190 for top 10. Just last night, he was plus 230. So over the course of 24 hours, he has dropped down. Here are my bets. Oscar Piastri, top 6, plus 110. Again, the McLaren driver, amazing. The Austrian can do some amazing things. Sergio Perez, top 3. Now, Sergio Perez has got a bad run in the past couple of races. But when we're coming over here, Sergio Perez is fighting for his seat. He needs to perform in these last 2 races. The penultimate race here is suiting him much because he is a great street race driver.
I've had people reach out to tell me that Perez top 3 is a good bet.
Yes, that is a good bet. Again, I have Daniel Ricciardo at plus 230, as you can see on DK, and this dropped down to plus 190 here right now. Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris for fastest qualifier. So Carlos Sainz at plus 650, Lando Norris at 9-1. These numbers are changing quite a bit. And it's really confusing to me that Carlos Sainz is higher than Charles Leclerc, who's at plus 140 for a fastest qualifier. Charles Leclerc has been on this run where he can't get his head on right.
Okay.
So he makes mistakes when the pressure is on. Carlos Sainz has been the driver who's been most consistent this season and actually been leading this season.
Can he win? Was he plus 650?
To win, he is 16-1.
16-1. What? Okay, so this is a market that people like to approach because Verstappen's so good. How about winner without Verstappen? Could that be a Sainz?
I could see that. But again, when it comes to the fight between Ferrari and McLaren, I'm going to choose McLaren over on this track because that is a fast straight. The Ferrari is topping out, I'm going to put it in kilometers per hour, at around 300 kilometers per hour, whereas in the McLaren, it's stopping at around 330 kilometers per hour. That's 30 kilometers more. It's about like 5 miles per hour more. That is a big change with the DRS open.
What's double podium Ferrari 8-1?
I don't see that happening. Just because...
Well,
Can you
explain what
that?
it means.
Someone
so
told me to bet that.
Yeah.
a double podium means that you have 3 positions on the podium. So you get first, second, third.
Yeah.
That means you need Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz to be in the top 3.
Okay.
Yes. Now, the reason why I don't like that bet, because if you're going to have Sergio Perez, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen as the fastest drivers, that's your top 3 done right there. The next team below that, Oscar Piastri is the next fastest, right? Then you have Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, and that's the order. But again, if Mercedes is saying that they figured out some stuff, I don't see that yet. But if Mercedes can get this stuff on right, they will keep the Ferraris at bay.
Great knowledge today, my man. We really appreciate that. And
Good
for
luck.
more analysis like that, you can listen to the VSiN F1 Betting Podcast, wherever you get your podcast.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.